Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Anna Maria COCARIU, and today I will present to you the paper entitled Does Innovation Influence the Firm's Performance in Pandemic Conditions? In this paper, I examine in an empirical way how the adoption of innovative policies influences the performance of companies in the energy and pharmaceutical industries listed on the Bucharest Stock Exchange, especially in pandemic conditions. I investigate the information published in the financial statements of the targeted companies, performing an analysis from a financial point of view. Businesses are increasingly facing challenges from external pressure to be eco-friendlier and more sustainable, while facing high competition due to globalization and progress in technology development. From a positive perspective, such pressures consequently generate an internal motivation for firms to implement innovation and to perform in a sustainable way. Sustainability innovation reduces the negative impact of companies on the ecosystem and society while ensuring the economic growth of companies. From the perspective of revisions, innovation has become a powerful tool for the growth of companies and can lead to an increase in the company's performance in the sense of creating increased competitive advantages that lead the company's performance in a sustainable direction. Furthermore, innovation can be the answer to business development even in times of crisis, supporting companies to recover from the COVID-19 pandemic situation. Several studies have demonstrated the importance of innovation and its role on business performance. Since innovation can bring competitive advantages for organizations of any size, the impact of innovation on performance has been a classic subject of study. Methodology and data. This paper is based on the qualitative research in which I chose from the website from the Bucharest Stock Exchange all the listed companies that are part of the following sectors of activity: energy and pharmaceutical. Therefore, I investigate the information published in the financial statements of the targeted companies, performing an analysis from a financial point of view. I analyzed the following indicators for the last 5 years: turnover, average number of employees, employee productivity, total assets, equity, total debt, result of the exercise, solvency, the degree of indebtedness of the companies, and the public trust. The financial information were collected from a website which offers financial information about companies, from the Bucharest Stock Exchange website, and from the financial reports available on the company's websites. Evolution of turnover. As it can be seen, 17 companies are experiencing increases in turnover in the first half of 2021 compared to the first half of 2020. This is a sign that companies have acted and adapted to the pandemic situation. All of them implemented innovative actions from automation, software digitization to robotics and innovation support. Average number of employees. Some companies have decided to reduce the number of employees during the pandemic situation. One cause of this action can be the increase in the minimum gross salary, which for some companies that were in financial difficulty was a big challenge. In addition, some companies ceased operations in March-May 2020, and employees benefited from technical unemployment, which can also be considered a factor in downsizing. For the other five companies, no data were available on the average number of the employees for one or both periods. Employee productivity. The higher the productivity of the employees, the better the company's results. We often assume that productivity means getting more things done each day. Wrong. Productivity is getting important things done consistently, says James Clear. And no matter what you are working on, there are only a few things that are truly important. Being productive is about maintaining a steady average speed on a few things, not maximum speed on everything, according to James Clear, author of Atomic Habits. Evolution of total assets. To measure the firm's dimension, I analyze the value of total assets. As it can be seen, all the companies can be included in the category of large companies. Evolution of equity. The shareholders' stake in the company for DAF, for example, is negative, which means there is a deficit of owner's equity, occurring when the value of an asset used to secure a loan is less than the outstanding balance on the loan. Evolution of total debt. For 17 of the companies, the level of debt increased in the first half of 2021 compared to the first half of 2020. This can be generated by the investments made by companies, but also by the pandemic situation that affected the activities. Results of the exercises. Some net results of the period registered negative values due to the increase of total expenses of the period with a faster pace in relation to total revenue. Also, the low temperatures in the first month of the year and the coronavirus pandemic made it difficult for some companies to carry out the activity. The lack of orders and the lack of qualified labor force on the main trades. Evolution of solvency. All companies have the ability to meet their long-term debts and financial obligations, some companies with a higher degree of solvency, others with a lower one. Only in 5 cases the difference between the firm's solvency and the sector's solvency is more significant. Evolution of indebtedness. The indebtedness represents the total amount of money owed. In the case of DAF, the indebtedness refers to loans or outstanding balances owed that are no longer deemed recoverable and must be written off. Public trust. All companies listed on Bucharest Stock Exchange are required to have their financial statements audited. As we can see, no significant problems were identified. In conclusion, almost all companies have achieved increases in turnover in the first semester of 2021 compared to the first semester of 2020, with a relatively constant fluctuation of employees. Companies that have taken more innovative actions have adapted more easily to pandemic conditions. The results obtained represents the premise of a future qualitative research in which the selected companies will be analyzed both in financial and non-financial terms to confirm the connection between them and strengthen the hypothesis that states that the performance and sustainability of a business are influenced by innovation and the adaptability of the business to the requirements and conditions of the market. This paper can establish innovation trends and good practices for sustainable businesses, especially in pandemic conditions. Thank you very much.